will dwell on about 2 or 3 things. I start with what Madam the President said. Everybody should do his own assignment. I remember what Madam Esther said, the duty of due diligence. My concern ends with what Joe said about disease accounts and the accounts of widows and all of that. You know, I speak now as the Batumi, not as a practicing lawyer. It's a matter of policy, as a matter of protection of state funds. That seems to be one domain where there's a lot of corruption that is going on. I've heard the bankers say it, but we choose what we want that is good for us. The rules talk about dormant accounts. It gives you 45 days. When somebody fails to carry out transaction on an account for 45 days, the account is dormant, you classify it as such. But because you have an interest on that account, because it is inexplicable that somebody dies about 10 years ago, money still keeps coming in and that account is not blocked. That goes to what Madam the President said. When you as a banker, you realize that this is a civil servant. He has been earning his salary every month he comes to the bank, and suddenly he's not coming. 2, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. In some cases, it is somebody who now keeps coming every day with a procuration. But your intuitions, and that's what Madam Esco talks about diligence. Your intuition as a banker should tell you what has suddenly happened, that this person who was receiving his salary, it is now somebody receiving with procuration. And that is the part the banker won't tell you. Because when he says that he that pays back pays double. Because the bad payment is the fact that you kept paying on the procuration, and when it comes to be realized that this person died about 5 years ago, there is no way somebody who is dead will have issued a procuration. So all what you have paid within the 5 years, you have to be paid. So those are some of the things that we need to take into consideration. And I say it under the control of Madam the President that I think it is high time that whether it's the lawyer or it's the banker who is involved in some of these things, we should set some example. We should set some example. Because somebody knows that the husband is dead. He goes to the bank. He connects with the worker of the bank. The salary keeps coming and they keep receiving. It is when the Ministry of Finance comes for control, or they come to do the census, and they realize that this person has not been coming to work, the salary is stopped from finance. They say we want an attestation of effective service to show that this man is actually a worker. The family at that moment goes and makes a death certificate showing that this man died 10 years ago. It goes and makes a death certificate showing that this man died 10 years ago. Sent to the ministry. With the treasury rights of the ministry writes to the bank. We received a death certificate that Mr. XYZ died about 10 years ago, but the salary kept on coming. Can you transfer that salary to the public treasury? If you don't transfer, they exercise their treasury rights on your account with the central bank. That is the diligence. The diligence of the banker should not only be exercised when it comes to lawyers' fees. No, it should not only when it comes to lawyers' fees, because those are the areas. And you know, I am glad that we have a lot of in-house counsel here. There seem to be some very uncomfortable relationship because the people who will make things very, very difficult for lawyers are the in-house counsel. And they always say, oh non, mais parce que je suis juriste comme toi, il ne faut pas donner l'impression qu'on a besoin de faire des complicités. Non. Il faut payer des avocats. You see, just like most of those cases, you only know the importance of an advocate when you lose a case. When you lose a case and the bank has to pay 1 billion francs, that is like, it is horrible, it is terrible. But when the lawyer wins that case, that saves you 1 billion francs, you say you want to pay him 500,000. So let's understand the polemics. When I have the opportunity to talk to bankers, I always tell them that when you as a banker, you leave your house in the morning, you are never sure to go back home. By 4 o'clock you may leave, and you enter Bassam-Payé and you are going but to a police cell. I tell the bankers that you need to exercise a lot of diligence, because the gap that separates a banker and a police cell, it is a corridor. It is a corridor. The money, as they have all said, it is not your money. I realize the bankers have said it. The money that we are treating with, it is public monies, it is the deposits of the customers and all. We need to be careful. It is from there that the salaries of the workers are paid. But I thought they were equally supposed to say that from there that the fees of the lawyers are paid. So let us try to understand, to appreciate the value of the work that the lawyers put in. My beautiful lady there talked about the conflict between the operational part of the bank and the legal service. And most often, that is what happens. The operational services are the people who do the bad job. And when it turns sour, it is the legal that comes into it. That aspect, the bankers does not complain about it. The aspect of emotions. Somebody comes to the bank and he's crying, oh, the child or the husband is sick in the hospital and all of this, you give the money. At that level, you give it at somebody whose interest because you expect to make profit.
Saisissons les opportunités. Je salue la présence du représentant du bâtonnier adjoint pour le littoral, qui offre et qui a même écrit aujourd'hui, si j'étais bien lu, M. Zangué, des opportunités pour le coffee chat dès le mois prochain dans son cabinet, tous les vendredis. J'y serai, je vais mettre un peu mes champagnes du vendredi de côté pour être à droite. Je salue les 16 opportunités qui sont offertes. Et aujourd'hui, le bâtonnier, vous l'avez vu, soutient fermement la formation continue des avocats. Il était, je crois, la semaine dernière à Bamenda. Et je crois que nous devons, à chaque occasion, et surtout à vous, mes jeunes confrères, je ne suis pas venu à la licence avec ces connaissances que j'ai acquises sur le chemin. Chaque jour qui s'est passé, j'ai appris. J'ai ici devant moi, Maître Zoleko, qui m'a appris, par exemple, le contentieux fiscal. Parce que lorsqu'elle postulait, elle était tellement pointue que c'est elle qui faisait mes déclarations fiscales il y a 15 ans. Je crois qu'aujourd'hui, si on doit gagner la bataille dans laquelle vous êtes engagé, monsieur le bâtonnier, pour que l'avocat s'approprie ces champs de l'exercice, n'est-ce pas, de notre profession qui est le contentieux fiscal, mais Zoleko sera probablement parmi ceux qui ont de l'avance parce qu'ils se sont formés pour être de l'avant. Maître et madame la SO, et madame de la banque, la NFC, je vous remercie pour vos propos tout à l'heure. Je voulais seulement prendre un cas de jurisprudence en prenant vos deux propos. Vos propos et la réaction de madame la présidente, qui est d'ailleurs très présente au bureau des avocats. J'apprécie beaucoup sa présence. Pour vous dire qu'effectivement, il est arrivé que des individus qui ont ponctionné dans le compte d'un défunt soit poursuivi pour détournement de deniers publics. Il faut qu'on sache cela. Il y a, je ne vais pas citer les cas de jurisprudence, mais vous le savez, chaque fois que quelqu'un décède, mais qu'il continue à percevoir, je ne vais pas parler du fonctionnaire. Parlons du cas simple de la veuve. Mais c'est tous les jours. La veuve continue de percevoir la pension de son mari retraité. vous avez vu que nous avons parlé de l'hypothèse d'un fonctionnaire qui avait son salaire, il est mort. Mais on parle du cas du fonctionnaire retraité dont la pension vient à continuer à courir. Si vous ne signalez pas à vos clients qui viennent vous requérir pour préparer des ordonnances d'avancement douanier, vous pourrez commettre une faute professionnelle. Je parle sous le contrôle de M. le bâtonnier. Parce que notre obligation en tant qu'avocat, c'est aussi de vérifier que oui, vous voulez des avancements douaniers, d'accord, mais ça compte à partir de quand? Ça porte sur quoi? Il s'agit des revenus qui viennent d'une administration publique, de l'État, du Trésor, sur quelle période? Sinon, vous rendez complice des détournements des deniers publics. Parce que si c'est vous qui signez en bas de l'ordonnance, que vous l'allez soumettre au juge, avec effectivement la faute du banquier qui a mis le solde au jour de la requête, vous, en tant que professionnel, vous devez pouvoir extirper, n'est-ce pas, votre client de cette prétention faramineuse, même si en réalité ça guide souvent la gestion du quota de nos honoraires. Vous n'êtes pas entré dans le pacte de quota litis, évidemment. Donc, je voudrais simplement vous dire, mes chers confrères, que ce que nous faisons aujourd'hui nous permet d'être extrêmement prudents. Au-delà de la vigilance, d'être extrêmement prudents parce que nous pourrons nous rendre coupables de fautes professionnelles. Et c'était toute mon intervention. Je vous remercie.